Good morning, YouTube. Another great morning. Late January. We only got like 4 days left of January, and then it's gonna be February. Wow, what do you know? February comes after January. Winter's getting closer to being over. I know technically winter's over in March, but for me, winter is over in February. Just because once March starts hitting, I start catching bass more frequently. They seem to start moving up starting in March. So to me, that's when spring starts. So this winter fishing is December, January, February. So we only have another month of this. Being that we started this, and when I started this, I had never caught a bass in winter. And now we've got three. We've caught 3 bass in the winter, and none of them are big. They're all small. But you know what? It's a learning experience. We're learning here. I'm trying to put things together, and I've learned a little bit, along the way. And one thing I've learned is where to really look. I find fish almost in the same spots. Every time I try idling and looking for fish in different areas of the lake, and it's always just wherever there's a main lake point with a flat, like five foot or less of water. That point has to have like quick access to deep water, so that there needs to be like a steep drop. And those fish, they can sometimes they're right on the break, right where it breaks and hits the flat, where the bottom of the lake is flat, and then it's steep and then flattens out again. Sometimes those fish will sit right where it breaks, and they'll sit right there where it flattens out. Sometimes they're a little bit further off. Sometimes they're out a little bit further off, and man, it's crazy because sometimes I find them on stuff, like they'll be on a log, they'll be on hard bottom. And then sometimes they're just in the mud. They're literally, so there's no like, you got to kind of definitely do a little idling and looking around for them to find them. But once you find them, they kind of just stay there, and you can just kind of keep fishing for them. We're learning. We're going along here. We're learning things. I'm at least finding fish. I've learned how to find fish. I've learned how to catch fish. Last year, I barely caught any fish in the winter. I've at least caught fish coming out this year in the winter. We have longer today. Last video I put out, we did catch a bass in the last video, so if you didn't see the last video, go back and check it out. But I only had a few hours. I only had like 2 hours to fish, and I had found quite a few fish on that day. We got decent weather today. We got a 41-degree water, overcast skies. I think it's supposed to rain later in the day. I think the rain's supposed to move in late, mid-morning, early afternoon. But it's calm out, nice out right now, so let's catch them. But before we do that, let's read the verse of the day. Today's verse comes from Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11. It says, "Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes." Ephesians 6, verse 11. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. God, I just thank you. I thank you for everything you've given me. I thank you for another great day on this lake. I ask that you would bless this time, keep us safe. I thank you that you give us all the tools we need to conquer each and every day, God. I ask that anybody who doesn't know you would come to know you through these Bible readings, and anybody who already knows you, God, will come to know you better through this. I love you. Thank you for everything you've done in my life. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. We're going to catch some fish. Again, guys, struggle's real. I've been fishing for about an hour and a half now. I've got a couple little bites. I got a couple fish to tap it, bite it, but nothing to take it. Had a couple good hits, and I just whiffed. I whiffed, and I didn't get them. I think I'll fish this for a little bit longer, maybe give it another hour, and then we're just gonna move along. We're gonna try and find different fish. We're not gonna give this spot too much longer, and then we're gonna try and find another area. So let's do. And I'm just going to kind of rotate through all the baits I've been throwing. Jig, the Berkeley General, the Drop Shot, the Ned Rig, all that kind of stuff. Just keep going through those baits over and over again and seeing what happens. Maybe later might pick up a jerk bait, but I don't know. Oh, we got one, guys. Oh man, guys, bass, baby. Man, they're all little. I'll measure it up. I bet you it's 8 inches, 9 inches. But it's a bass nonetheless. Man, I dropped down and then I was moving my camera, my other camera, to put it on the screen so you guys could see. I had set the pole down, left the bait in the water, and set the camera up, and then I go and like lift up on the pole and it's just got weight on it, and I'm like, what the heck? Bass. Bass number 4 of the winter. Another little guy. Look at his mouth. He's got these little, see on his tongue there, he's got these little black dots and stuff. He's got something on the, like on the side of his mouth there. Ah! I'll measure him, let you know how big he is, because you know he's a giant. Oh yeah, a whole 8.5 inch bass, baby. Woo! Got one. Let's get another. I got one little one.
Trout?
Bass. What was that?
What did you catch it on?
Drop shot. Like a Z-Man finesse shad.
Alright. Crankbait a week ago.
Oh, really?
Donkey.
Bass?
Pumpkin seed crankbait.
Yeah.
Every time now I come in here and try again.
Got to, man. You never know,
I
right?
think that's the second time I've had it on. Once was on a white bait like this
Yeah.
in the summer, and then I came back a week ago and had that one.
Nice. I know in the summer, you know, it's hard this time of year, you know, to.
Oh, you got to grind, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I mark these fish on the graph, and I can drop to them. They'll look at it forever, but they don't. To get them to bite is another thing. You know what I mean? It's just like.
Yeah, so I just try to cover ground.
Yeah, you got 2 ways to do it. You can do it this way, or like you said, just cover the ground, man. You got 2 options. All right, guys. Perch. Average perch that we catch out here, 8 inches or so, 7 inches. That's 8 inches all day. 2 fish. It takes forever though, man. You got to drop. They are finicky. It's about 10 o'clock. I think we'll give it another half hour here. Try and catch some more of these, and then we're gonna move to another spot. Fish number 2. Woo! Alright, I'm just going to finish working my way around this point. I'm throwing the jig again, and we're just going to work it around here. If we don't get anything, we're going to move. Alright, got a couple little bites here and there. Nothing really wanting to play. Gonna go to the next point. I'm just gonna point hop. We're just gonna hop the points and just see where they're at. Maybe they're on a little bit less steep banks. I don't know. So what I'm gonna do is there's some weeds that sit out here. It's like a weed bed out here in about, I don't know. It's like this slow tapering point, and it goes from like 5 feet out to like 10, really gradually, and there's weeds all along it, and then it drops off from 10 to 20 really quick. So I'm just gonna go along it, and I'm gonna throw the jerkbait over the top of those weeds and see if I can pull anything out of there. Get a reaction bite. Maybe I just need to be throwing reaction baits. Awesome. Wow, this is a pretty fish. Wow. Whoa, this is literally one of the prettiest trout I've ever caught in my life. That's one thing about throwing a jerkbait. You don't always catch bass, but man, the trout will smash it too, so. That was cool. Man, let me show you how pretty this trout is. Wow. Look at the colors on that. Look at it's got like a speckled face. Just a bunch of speckles on it. Really pretty pink on it. Really cool. It's probably like, I don't know, 14 inches. 15? We'll measure. 14 and a half. Really pretty trout. I'm going to keep it. My dad likes them, so I'm going to give it to my dad. You're welcome, Dad. It didn't take long. It was like the third or fourth cast. Smacked it. It was crazy. Like I jerked down, jerked a couple more times. I jerked and I felt like weight, and I thought it was I was like, wow, that was weird. And then when I reeled that slack up and jerked again, and yeah, sure enough, that fish was, I think he was on there the first time I felt it. Let's do it again. Oh yeah, big one. Oh. Got one, guys. Oh, it's a bass. It's a good bass. Yes! Yeah, we did it. We did it. Oh man, that's got to be like a 2.5, 3 pounder. That was crazy. That thing just went thunk. And I'm like, did I get stuck on a log? No, you hooked a giant bass, bro. Woohoo! There he is. That's what we're talking about, guys. I'll measure him, I'll weigh him, I'll do all the things. All right, guys, 2 pounds, 11 ounces. 211, so 2 3/4 pounder, man. 17 and a half inches long. What an awesome fish. Man, that was crazy. So I hit this point and made like 3 casts. And I'm telling, like, I just jerked, like when he hit it, I literally thought I had, because I just looked at the depth that I was in, and I was in like 9 feet of water. And I'm like, dang, that got really shallow fairly quick, because I was in like 15. And this jerkbait dives to like 7 feet, 8 feet. And I just thought, well, maybe I stuck a log or something. Because it just was like, when he hit it, it was just like, boom. And I'm like, ah, awesome. We got our first, like, that's a legit winter bass to me. The other ones we've caught, guys, you know, those were bass. And so I'm going to count them because bass is a bass, you know. And when you've never caught one, getting to the little ones is cool. But when you catch a big one like that, that's like, all right, now let's learn how to, now I just got to learn how to put that together. Do this every single time and catching multiple. So one thing I think I decided, because I was dragging on the bottom for those fish, and I just said, you know what, we got the overcast weather, we have a little bit of wind. I said, let's just jerk bait around these points, let's just try it. And we got them. So from now on, from the rest of today, guys, we're gonna point hop all the points and just throw this jerk bait, because we might get more. That was awesome. All right, guys, that's gonna do it. Here's the big guy again. Gonna let him go. Man, we tried all the other points, nothing. Seems like the bite kind of died down. I ended up getting the trout, and then this guy right after I got the trout. I mean, probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes after that. And then after I got this guy, I just couldn't put anything else together. I tried just kept running points. Couldn't get any more. You know, whether that was the right move or not, I don't know. All I know is I got this big guy fishing point off a point, and I was like, I'm gonna hit every point, see if I can get another one. Didn't end up happening, but we got our first legit winter bass. And so I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, smash the like button, share the video with a friend, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel. At 400 subscribers, guys, we're gonna do a giveaway. Appreciate you guys for watching. We'll do it again. All right. See you, buddy. Thank you. Little guy. Our perch. Wow, he was fast. Oh, here's the trout I'm gonna keep and give him to my dad. You said you got a couple?
Got one solid trout. Had a couple bites, missed them all.
How it is, huh?